specifically, because if you leave it early and then everyone else talks and then I get done with my review, I might not see it. So let's talk Fear the Walking Dead, Season 8, Episode 1. This is the final season for Fear the Walking Dead, and it starts out with, I just want to say the baby monitor bit. I don't know why, but I found that so cheesy. They put like a baby monitor on the counter and Morgan heard like a baby. I don't know. I guess it was the whole aspect of that being his daughter, his, adopted daughter, but then Madison aims a gun at, they like knock out the guards, and Madison aims a gun at a two-way mirror. The guy's over a speaker. He could be anywhere. He could be behind the mirror on the right side, left side. He could be up top standing on a ladder. He could be laying on the ground sleeping. He could be not even behind the mirror, and she holds her gun at the mirror like she has him at gunpoint. Maybe I missed something. I rewound it, but she's literally holding a gun at a two-way mirror. That dude could leave, could do anything. He could actually pull out his gun, a bazooka, fucking start throwing tomahawks. I don't know if it'll break the glass, but the point is, it's a two-way mirror. Madison is on the mirror end. She can't see inside the mirror, so she's literally aiming a gun at nothing. But the scene builds it up like she's holding him, and she actually makes the comment, "I will hold this down. You go get your kid." That part was so ridiculous. Within 3 minutes of watching this episode, I almost went into shock. All right, so then there's they jump forward 8 years, and I like the color in the zombie's mouth, using it as a sign that you were bitten. That's actually a neat idea. Knock out their teeth, put a little paint in their mouth. I think in this they put a sponge, which is kind of weird because it's drippy. And if you had a really close quarter combat with the zombie, it would look like you got bit, but you didn't. So that was kind of stupid. But I do like the concept a lot. So that concept wise, that was cool. The people getting captured, that was a big laugh my ass, because what they do is okay, go get the baby. Madison and Morgan leave, then they time skip, and now Madison is captured. This is something that Fear the Walking Dead and the Walking Dead franchise do way too much. When there's action or anything that needs money to film it, they just skip it and they'll tease it after the fact. Like Madison is captured. Holy shit, we just saw her holding a two-way mirror at gunpoint, but now she's kidnapped? What happened? Well, they'll tell you about it, but they won't show you about it. So she was captured. Funny as shit, man. Just how they made it seem like they were doing their damn thing, but oops, she's captured. So the story of what Madison did, that's off screen, she killed like 30 people with a sledgehammer. The story is exciting, but what we're looking at is apparently an 8-year-old girl that I swear she's got to be like a 13 or 14-year-old actress. This is such a ridiculous difference in age. If I remember, I'll look up the cast. Someone do me a favor and please look up the cast and look for the Ren/Mo character. She's supposed to be 8 or 7 or 8, something like that. And I tell you what, it's like she's double that age, close to double. I'm saying like 13 or 14. Anyhow, and that stood out as wildly obnoxious. Every time they brought it up, how old are you? She's like 8. It's like, no the fuck you're not. There's no way. I don't know the actor. I guarantee she's not 8. Anyhow, so Madison then knocks out 2 guys, and I had to rewind this twice. I still don't understand what happened. She knocks out 2 guards by sweeping them in the ankles with a sledgehammer. Somebody let me know how the fuck she did that, but she did. She threw the girl, did this sweep with a sledgehammer, and 2 guards were just like, they were snoring. Anyhow, so this is where they escape, but guess what? They skip it. They cut to commercial, boom. Madison and the Ren character are on a boat, and they're in swampland. They totally escaped this community/island that's on lockdown. Insane lockdown, but suddenly, within the blink of an eye, they escaped. All skipped, by the way. Now, Then suddenly they're in the woods, and guess what? And this is what I said, the twists, the turns, it's amazing. They're in the woods and they're like, how do we survive? Madison's arguing with Mo. It's a bit obnoxious. Then guess what? Morgan just shows up. He just comes out of nowhere, not like, holy shit, Madison. I mean, not even in an interesting way. Morgan just appears. And then the girl's like, who's this? That's your dad. And it's just it's such a deflated balloon of a mess. It's just like a flat tire. You hear it thumping. You know, it should be something amazing when you see this scene. Oh, someone says it says she's 12 years old online. I was close enough, but I'm telling you what. A 12-year-old versus an 8-year-old acts very different when it's supposed to be a character on screen. Looks, sounds, how they interact, wildly different. You know, those are like two age ranges where it comes to stuff like fighting a zombie, where if you looked at an 8-year-old, you're like, oh, bro, you're going to struggle. Unless you're a warrior since birth. She came out the womb doing Bruce Lee sidekicks. I friggin' doubt it if that's not the case. Now, so Morgan suddenly appears, reunites with his daughter. They randomly find him. They claim it was the radio. Okay, whatever. But then Morgan stayed there for 7 years. He escaped with her, but there's this mystery. But he stayed in that area where they escaped for 7 years while his daughter went back to the camp. Hold on, because the twists and turns are not stopping now. So the little girl's like, my name is Ren, don't call me Mo. I'm just sitting in the back of my mind thinking, just shut the fuck up, you know? She's yelling, take me back, and then dun, dun, dun. Morgan turns on Madison and agrees to take Mo back, his daughter, take her back to the enemy. Now, we don't know, we haven't heard, we haven't seen how this Padre guy takes care of his people, but Morgan just randomly turns bitch, decides I can't fight these zombies, and gives his daughter to a complete stranger that kidnaps people and looks like, from the outside looking in, he's making some type of child army of some type of army where the parents aren't allowed. If you find a situation where any type of authority is blocking parents out of the situation, you know damn well nothing good is going to come out of that. They're either groomers of some sort or they got some fucked up shit going on. And that's the situation here. Morgan just says, yeah, sure, I'll give up my daughter. So, dun, 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 Madison takes the gun. All of a sudden, the tables have yet turned again. Madison has Morgan at gunpoint, and it's all because Morgan took 2 dangerous steps towards her for whatever reason. He's about to execute her, but then he's like, oh yeah, Mo, let's take her sledgehammer. Mo, don't look. Mo, come here and take her sledgehammer. He takes 2 steps forward. Madison, on oxygen, barely can stand, is all like, hurrah, you know, takes his gun, and that's a wrap. Now, so they start walking forward. Morgan doesn't say, bro, it's swampland. It's impassable swampland. We can't go that way. Nope. He just says, well, I don't think we're strong enough to kill all the zombies, but fuck it, let's go. I mean, you're aiming a gun at me. If someone's aiming a gun at me and they're saying, let's walk forward, and there's a cliff with certain sudden death, I'm not going to go, well, you got a gun, let's keep walking. No, I'm going to say, bro, if we walk forward, we're going to die. So point any other direction, I'll go that way. Nope. Morgan's just like, oh well. And they need this because apparently they're going to show how they were kidnapped before because they went that way. The swampy area is cool. I dug it. I dug the swamp. I dug the zombies for the most part. It was hard to maintain my focus because it was really poor, painful episode. But anyway, so the kid who was like a baby suddenly remembers because she hears a song. This is where I wrote 8, but looks seems 13. But she's scared that the zombies are going to swamp them because now she remembers that's what happened in the past. So you know what the little girl does? This is a genius idea. There's zombies all around and she's like, oh my God, they're going to swamp this houseboat, lake boat. And that's how we're going to drown and get attacked and yada. So she decides to start yelling louder about it. Then she decides it's a genius idea to pull a gun and shoot Madison. Morgan stops her, but she still shoots in the air. So, now they're swamped. And I do have to mention here that the epic reveal where they build up this, what happened with Morgan getting caught in the past is literally this. They build up this epic reveal. The whole episode, you're like, how did Morgan give up the daughter? How did Morgan become working for the enemy? And then Morgan just, they're fighting a bunch of zombies and Morgan is just like, I couldn't kill all the zombies, so I had to give you up. Like, that's the reveal. That is the reveal. What in the fuck is going on? You don't know anything about this group at all. And you're just like, yeah, I ran into a bunch of zombies in the swamp, and that's pretty much it. I haven't fought zombies for the last 10 years in the most ridiculous situations and came out on top. Nope, it's a little bit of swamp. I didn't think the guts trick. I didn't utilize anything that I've learned in the past 20 years now, because they skipped 8 years. Don't forget, this is like 18 years into the apocalypse. He hasn't applied a single trick in 18 years. He just gives up and calls the enemy, come get my kid. That's the character we're supposed to love. Anyhow, I wanted to be a little more fun when I was going over this, but now that I read it out loud, my God, this is stupid. Anyhow, so her foot gets stuck in the mud. I don't know how. I don't even care. And then you see a ton of zombies. Now, they're in the middle of a swamp, in the middle of literally nowhere, because AMC only has the money to film in the woods. I give them credit for the swamp. That was definitely cool. But it is the swamp. It is nothing around. No civilization whatsoever. But what do they have in abundance? Zombies. Zombies out the ass. Zombies are coming out of the water. They're falling out of trees. They're climbing out of the mud. They're crawling out of dirt. They're moving rocks. They're coming out of the ground. They're parachuting out of the sky. They're fucking, one crawls out of Morgan's pocket, just fucking out of nowhere. It is insane. Anyhow, one suckling. Oh no, wait, let me not ruin that, because that's another sudden reveal. They're about to all die. Madison's gonna, for like the 17th time, she's gonna sacrifice herself, but we know it's not really happening, but they're playing on this empty tension that she's about to die, although she's in the previews for the rest of the season. Really stupid gimmick to, fake out death in the first episode of a season, but they do it all the time. Anyhow, they're suddenly about to die, and who shows up? Bam, 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 a whole bunch of gunshots. It's the mother. So we have like the child, and the child is going to be reunited against parents that are fucking just separated. They could be anywhere at this point in time. And they make these little lines like, oh, I heard the radio. Oh, that's all it takes to be reunited in a world so vast. I heard the radio. So, but they were close. I get it. They're close. But that's the reveal and the reunion between father. He runs out of the woods randomly. He's like, oh, who are you? I'm your dad. Oh, shit. And then suddenly this girl, bang, 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 saves them all. And the daughter literally says, well, who are you? I'm your mother. Or maybe Madison's like, she's your mother. One of the most ridiculous. I laughed. I actually wrote in the notes to make sure to emphasize, I bust out laughing. No joke aside, no over-exaggeration. When you see this, that's your mother reveal, there was something about it. It was so just cheap and poorly done, like a soap opera. I just bust out and started laughing. Like, that's all you got? Like, the mother just shows up. Anyhow, I don't want to beat the dead zombie to death, but next up, we have our heroes yelling at their own child to go away and live with the enemy, Wow, way to make us hate Morgan, hate the mother. I forget her name. Who cares about her name? Because she's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. Like, these are truly pieces of shit. And they have just assassinated Morgan's character to take him to do all this shit, to now he's kidnapping children. And they make it a line to cover it up. Like, oh, but Morgan only takes kids that are orphans and shit. Like, get the fuck out of here. Come on, man. And oh, well, the boss doesn't know about it, but that I only take kids that don't have parents, or the parents give them up. Like, you know what? Morgan's such a piece of shit nowadays. You ruined his character. And then, dun, 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 Morgan gives away the kid. So finally, the kid goes back, but dun, 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 again, another twist. The Padre betrays Morgan because they were late, ends up taking him as prisoner, taking Madison as prisoner. So now, in Madison, they wanted her dead before, but now suddenly they have use for her. She spent 7 years in lockup, in prison, doing nothing. Nothing. They fed her. They treated her. You know, they're taking care of her for 7 years. No matter, even if it cost food, they're providing for Madison. She provides nothing. She's an enemy that killed 30 of their people, 30 of their guards. Then when she escapes, they tell Morgan, execute her. We don't need her. She's a total waste. But then when they show up, guess what they do? We're taking Madison. Yeah, we have some use for you yet. What use? What are we doing here? You know, fake out after fake out of character deaths. Like, no, Madison's going to sacrifice herself. Oh, Morgan, shoot Madison. Oh, you know, the Padre's here. Madison is dead. This whole time, they told us if Padre shows up, he will kill Madison. Nope. He's like, we're going to take her with us. Who the fuck is writing this shit? So anyhow, so in the beginning, the daughter's really like weak and can't fight zombies, right? But then by the end, suddenly, because she heard some music, ran into some people that said they were her parents, had awkward conversations, you know, saw some zombies in the swamp. Suddenly, and this is what I think about the concept of good writing coming full circle is there. Like, kid goes through all this shit, couldn't kill zombies in the beginning because she was traumatized by something in her past. You know, she was in the same situation, but now it's different because she was able to kill a zombie. I don't even think she did kill a zombie, but you know, she was through this situation. She's come full circle. She can now fight and kill a zombie, but now she's like uber badass. This little 8-year-old grabs a sledgehammer. It's a mini sledgehammer, and the zombie comes out and she's just like, crunch. She's like, yeah, we're gonna get it done. Some of the most cringy shit I've ever seen. Now, I didn't have much expectations going into this. Sometimes I feel mean, and I think that's a heavy reason of why I just stopped reviewing it in season 7, because I just feel like the writing is so incredibly bad. I feel like I'm just standing here looking at a bunch of people wondering, like, do people not see this, or am I in the Twilight Zone? Like, this is so painfully stupid. It's at a point where I can't even take not even a one sentence of praise for this show serious. I just can't. I can't do it. This is so fucking awful. Terrible. So I'm ending this review at this is dog shit, and I don't expect the show to get any better for its final season, even when they have good concepts. Like, you know, the concept of the little girl having trauma and then going through this experience, but then being, you know, they don't add any training. They should have been some stuff in here where there's some training. They try to do it, but it's always so flippant. And here's why, you know, I'm not going to do it now, but down the line, I'd like to break apart, you know, good writing versus this writing, where we have the concept is there, but it's as if they go, okay, you know, I don't want to write this and show this, but we have to, because we have to show that she trained. We have to show that she's grown. But it's like they don't care about the character growth, because the scenes that are necessary are so like flippantly done. Like, oh, she has to train. Okay, montage. Look, she's training. Oh, now she's a badass. It's not scenes where it's like they carefully cultivate a nice look, and so then when you rewatch it, you're like, oh man, you know, I seen a little something different here, and I don't know, man. It's just not there. But then when I look at the rest of it, it's not like they're taking these scenes that are very important for the character, the structure of the character development, but even outside of that, it's not like there's stuff in there where I can see why they rushed some of it to get like to the meat of it, because even the meat is spoiled. So I'm at a total loss, other than whoever the creative team here, they just don't give a fuck, and I'm convinced. They're either not zombie fans, they're sick of working for AMC on this show, or they're just using this for a resume. There's no fucking way. And maybe if someone stands up and they're like, no, you know, I'm in the writing creative team, I'm in the writer's room, I mean, I love zombies, I love working on this show, yada, yada, yada. You know, maybe I'd be like, all right, well, maybe we just disagree on what we find interesting. But I just flat out don't believe that the people working on this show, I don't believe their heart is in it at all. I don't fucking buy it. Not at all, because this sucks. That's my thoughts and opinions of Fear the Walking Dead premiere. It fucking sucks.